I added a bunch of 2022 F1 mods to the 2021 F1 game and simulated the entire Bahrain Grand Prix race weekend to see who will come out on top. My name is Chris, welcome back to CFRacing and enjoy the video. Hey everybody, what's going on? Chris here, otherwise known as CFRacing, and today everybody, we are doing another sort of simulation-esque video, and like the thumbnail, intro, title, whatever you like to call it states, I simulated the entire 2022 Bahrain Grand Prix race weekend. This video does not include practice, but all my other ones will be. I completely forgot to take screenshots of the practice times, but basically I remember them. It was pretty much just, Verstappen, Hamilton, like that, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. Basically that's how it was during all the practices. But today, guys, I'm going to be going through the qualifying order and the race results for the Bahrain Grand Prix, and who knows, maybe this will predict the future going into the Formula 1 race this weekend. So just before this video starts, I'd like to say if you guys are new here and enjoying the content like this from me, then go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe, share with your friends. You know how it is. Got a whole bunch of stuff planned out for summer because, summer's coming, so that'll be really cool. With that being said, guys, enjoy the video. So to start off in qualifying, Lewis Hamilton actually takes the first pole position of the year as he qualifies in pole for the Bahrain Grand Prix, followed by Lando Norris in P2 and Max Verstappen rounding out the top three. All three are basically within 1/10 of a second. It was very close. Then a little farther back in 4th, 5th, and 6th, we have George Russell, who did a great job in that Mercedes. Pierre Gasly doing a fantastic job in AlphaTauri. A big surprise here was Mick Schumacher actually qualifying in P6 in that Haas, which very impressive. P7 goes to Carlos Sainz, was pretty good lap, I would say. P8 goes to Sergio Perez. P9 is Charles Leclerc, and rounding off your top 10 is Valtteri Bottas. Something sort of surprised me. I usually would think that Max Verstappen would get pole, maybe Hamilton, but yeah, Hamilton got pole. Surprised to see Verstappen in 3rd. I was very surprised to see George Russell up into 4th. So very, very surprised to see Mick Schumacher up into 6th. He had a great lap. Sainz and Leclerc were a little bit disappointing, and Perez and Bottas did quite good as well. From 11 to 20, in a P11 is Fernando Alonso, who had a pretty good lap. I mean, he did decently, I would say. P12, a very good lap from Alex Albon, puts him into P12. Another disappointing start to a season for Daniel Ricciardo as he qualifies in P13. Guan Yu Zhou also had a pretty good lap. He qualified in P14. Sebastian Vettel and Lance Stroll did not do that well as Seb qualifies P15 and Lance Stroll qualifies P16. Ocon did meh, finishing P17. Yuki Tsunoda finishes P18. Nicholas Latifi is in P19. And the only way I could add Kevin Magnussen into the simulation is if he uses Nikita Mazepin's AI. So he basically will be qualifying P20 every single race, which really sucks. And I wish I can change that, but Kevin Magnussen qualifies in P20. So just before this, I want to mention Alexander Albon is using Valtteri Bottas' AI. Guan Yu Zhou is using Antonio Giovinazzi's AI. Valtteri Bottas is using Raikkonen's AI, and George Russell is using actually Valtteri Bottas' AI, which is pretty cool. So now, guys, it is time to see the race results for the 2022 Bahrain Grand Prix.
Welcome to the Bahrain International Circuit. Any moment now, our drivers will take to the track and the Bahrain Grand Prix will begin. There's no shortage of passing opportunities around the 3.36 miles of the Bahrain International Circuit, with the best at turn 1, of course, and then another soon into turn 4. 15 corners here, 6 to the left and 9 to the right, and we could see 1 or 2 flat spots into the tight left-hander of turn 10. And I'm delighted, as always, to introduce Anthony Davidson, who'll be taking you through all the action alongside me today. So, let's briefly discuss Lewis Hamilton.
Well, it was a really impressive lap in qualifying to get pole position, but are they going to be able to hold on to the lead into the first corner with so many quick starters around them? So we're in for an exciting start then, I'm sure, and then they'll all start to settle down a bit and try and find a rhythm as they plan the next phase of the Grand Prix. It's important to know when to push and when to hold back so as not to overcook those tyres early on.
So winning his first race of his career, it is going to be George Russell taking the win in Bahrain after a very dominant performance, to say the least. George Russell did a very good one-stop to win the race. Lando Norris finishes in P2, taking his first podium of the year, doing very good job there. And Pierre Gasly rounds off the podium to take another podium for AlphaTauri as he keeps dragging that car up there. And honestly, guys, I'm going to be honest, this podium could actually happen on Sunday, which is really cool. P4 goes to Sergio Perez. P5 was Fernando Alonso. Great races for those two right there. A little bit of a disappointment for Lewis Hamilton finishing in P6. P7 is Zhou Guanyu, not Guanyu Zhou. It is Zhou Guanyu. There was an interview, I believe, from the Live Fast guys. They said it's Zhou Guanyu, so I'm going to try to refer to him as Zhou Guanyu if I can remember. If I don't, I'm sorry, I forgot. P8 is Alexander Albon. P9, very disappointing, it is Charles Leclerc. And actually, Esteban Ocon scored the point, so that is very good for him. From P11 to P20, more disappointment for Seb as he finishes in P11. Mick Schumacher sadly dropped down the grid to finish in P12. Very disappointing race for Carlos Sainz to finish in P13. Max Verstappen had damage early on, so he ended up finishing P14. Daniel Ricciardo, another disappointing race, once again finishing in P15. Nicholas Latifi actually finishes in P16, respectable for him. Lance Stroll finishes in P17, nothing really happened there. Yuki Tsunoda DNF'd, finished P18. Kevin Magnussen had a massive crash after a safety car restart, I believe, to finish P19. And Valtteri Bottas caused the first safety car period, and he finished in P20. I want to go back to the top 10 because this top 10 was quite interesting. Like I said before, the podium was George Russell, Lando Norris, and Pierre Gasly. It was quite interesting. I mean, nothing really screams like crazy to me. Maybe besides Guanyu Zhou and Alexander Albon in the top 10. They did pretty good. And in case you guys are wondering how I do these races, I go into Grand Prix mode, put on equal cars, do a 50% race as like the extended team that you can have, because you can be like the 11th team in there, and then I do the last race. So guys, that is pretty much going to wrap it up for this video today. These videos aren't going to be as long. They're just like simulating the entire race weekend. Maybe the other ones will be a little bit longer, as I actually will take a picture of the practice sessions, to be honest. I forgot about that. But with that being said, guys, if you guys want to see more videos like this before every single race weekend, let me know in the comment section down below. And with that being said, everybody, hope you all enjoyed, and have a great day.